Today we're in Malibu, California at Rocky Oak Estates, featured in the Hangover 3 movie. The home features just under 8,000 square foot, 5 bedrooms, 6 baths on a 38 acre, 5 of those acres dedicated to vineyards. Without further ado, let's begin today's property tour. We're in Malibu Rocky Oak Estates and we're starting on the exterior. We have one of the longest drives up to the actual property. We're 2,000 feet up elevation wise, and there's beautiful landscaping with a ton of olive trees, real grass, vineyards. This is a 38 acre estate with 5 of those acres dedicated to vineyards with 8 different variants of wine that you can make from it. Now, off of my right is going to be a dirt parking area, and if you take a further way up with the elevation, you actually have a structure up there where you can hold events and have sweeping views of the Santa Monica mountains and also see the beautiful estate that is Tuscan style. Now, there's one more dirt parking lot where when you're holding huge events, you could fit hundreds of people inside of this property with the backyard. Now we're gonna walk up here just to get an idea of the different views, the vineyards, the flowers, all of the lush landscaping here in Malibu, California. Now from this vantage point, you're gonna see a different perspective of the views here, and further along up, you'll start to see the property, and then you see the rock formation on the right, as well as the lush landscaping with the trees. Now that covers the driveway, the parking spots up to the property. I will see you up there where we talk about the exterior of the property. So we're at the top of the drive up, and this is going to be the motor court made out of pavers, and then you have this unique circle design right in the middle. Now, as far as the architecture goes, this is a Tuscan style built home. You're going to notice arches through the entryways, the windows, as well as the garages right here. 3-car garage with a wood finish with the black accents that give it that rustic charm, as well as all the light fixtures that match that. All of the stone on the exterior has been imported from France, made from castle ruins, and used for the exterior and some of the stonework on the inside as well, which we will point out as we walk through this incredible property. This is the front entrance right here with this beautiful wood finish door. And again, just taking a look at all the different windows that have that natural lighting and views from inside the home. Right in front of me is going to be the olive tree as well as some natural grass. But before we go inside the property, I want to take you to this side area. Now, right here is going to be a water feature made out of limestone, and it has that nice lion head as a finish where the water shoots out of. But over here, there's a walkway that has lighting for at night, and we are going to see one of the vantage points where we can walk into one of the vineyards. Now, there's 5 acres dedicated to the vineyards themselves. Like I said, 8 different variants of wine are made from the different types of grapes out here. Now, take a couple steps below, and actually there's a lot of steps, but you could see all of the vineyard right here, and this is one vantage of it. Now, this property has, since the 1800s, is very historic because they've been making wine here since the 1800s. Now, the property was purchased in 2003 and the home was built in 2009. Now we can walk around the property over there and get to the backyard, but there's also this tunnel right here and some more landscaping and vines that add that nice nature element to the property. Lighting here, and if we walk out this way, we are met with this viewing observation point, more lush flower bushes and hedges, and a gate as a protective measure. But this path takes us all the way to a viewing deck, and we will talk more about that. But as for now, I will meet you back at the front of the property and we will go inside. So we touched on the olive tree, we touched on the real grass, the pavers, the garages. There's another access point to one of the hallways that lead to the garages. Now we are going to go through the front door. Now this is a custom wooden door, and you have the very rustic light fixtures right here. But without further ado, let's take a step inside. So coming into the property, we are met with vaulted ceilings. This is a Tuscan style home. We're gonna touch on the flooring first. Wood inlays in a crisscross pattern with tile in the middle. Venetian plaster throughout most of this home. It's gonna be multiple tones and colors of it, but because it's Tuscan, you're gonna have these rustic light fixtures all throughout and a lot of other features that are gonna point to that theme, like the wood beams up above. To the left is the staircase in a movie room, but before we touch on that, we're gonna go on the right wing first. As this Tuscan style home, you're gonna have archways through the entrances along with the windows all throughout, so we'll touch on that. Just like these two columns right here, that same stone imported from France carries from the exterior into the interior right here. This is the formal dining space, wood beams above, as well as a speaker system all throughout this home, indoor and outdoor, for that perfect indoor-outdoor entertaining. And now behind us is going to be glass French doors that lead us to a terrace, which we'll go touch on right now. So outside of the formal dining room, we have this incredible terrace, and for the guardrail, it's that modern glass finish. And down below is gonna be more of that vineyard, because there's 5 acres total on this 38-acre estate. We have nice stone for the flooring out here with a different color on the perimeter. And just take a look at the breathtaking views of the mountains and the hills in California here in Malibu. Now, over this direction, the terrace is gonna wrap around to the backyard. But before we touch on that, we're gonna look at some of the finishes out here and go back inside. Now this leads us down a path where you could take steps, and there's a trail that brings you to another gate that takes you out to the vineyard on this side. But coming back into the home, we are going to notice that there's real wood flooring all throughout, as well as nice light fixtures right there. And down this way past these arches is going to be one of the most grand living rooms that we have ever seen. And if you could take a look at the flooring right here, it changes patterns into this square with the wood, which just adds that depth and that character to the home instead of just putting, you know, vertical planks all throughout. Now up above us is that cathedral vaulted ceiling style with the wood beams and the wood finish up above. And then on the back right here is going to be the fireplace and the mantle with the TV right here. And this is made out of limestone. And then the front of the fireplace is wrought iron with smoked glass, and this is going to be gas. Now, I love all of the open windows, almost floor to ceiling, with these incredible drapes right here. I mean, it looks absolutely breathtaking, and you almost have 360-degree views, different vantages of the hilltop up here, because we're 2,000 feet up on this elevation, on really one of the highest points where a home can sit here in Malibu. Now, further this way, you're gonna see up above us, this is actually the primary bedroom, wrought iron guard fencing up there, and a balcony off of the primary bedroom. We'll touch on that later, but that's a little sneak peek. And I just love how open the light pours into this room, and we're almost at sunset, so you have a really nice soft glow to get an idea of what the home looks like. So moving into the kitchen, right here is gonna be a Passover bar, where underneath we have a glass finish on the darker wood cabinets, and there's plenty of storage for wine right there. Now there's a door that swings open leading us into the kitchen. So let's touch on some of this. Venetian plaster in here, and this is actually a wooden cutting board table that is not a part of the island, but it looks like it is. This is going to be marbling right here. We have a Sub-Zero refrigerator down below. And up against this wall is a TV built into the cabinets. That marble comes back over here, and this is the double elevation with that passover. And we actually have some stained glass that, you know, keeps the room open even if that's closed. Farm style sink and soft lighting below the cabinets on the back wall right here. 6 burner with a griddle, stainless steel vent, and the vent is wrapped in the same cabinetry that's in the rest of this kitchen. Now, this wall right here is dedicated to a panel ready refrigerator wrapped in the same material. The freezers are gonna be below. This is a Sub-Zero, and there's actually another farm style sink with 2 compartments right here on the center island. And then right here is going to be pantry space, and this looks like it's another pantry, but it's actually a built-in desk, almost office area. You keep this open. This is a great spot where you can do that, or have a printer, laptop set up, store files, things of that sort. Now I want to point out this, I love the doors and the frames that they used all throughout this home. It is the glass finish, it's the metal, and you even have all throughout all of these is this opens up and you could get the airflow into the home. And when the beautiful Malibu, California weather, have that natural breeze coming into the home. And yet again, from the kitchen, you have spectacular views of the mountains. Up against this wall is going to be a Miele coffee maker, as well as a double oven, and that 6 burner griddle also has a range below it too, so plenty of ovens. Now this direction is going to bring us into the prep kitchen, another Sub-Zero refrigerator freezer setup, and more pantry space in these French doors here. We have a decor heating tray, 2 of them, another sink back here, microwave, another espresso setup. Right here is a washer and dryer, and then we have black countertops that are made out of granite with a door to the terrace, and you have this frosted glass with screens where you could see natural lighting coming in, as well as those incredible views. Now this brings us around to the hallway where we are met with the elevator on the right wing. You call this, open it up, and get an idea of what this elevator looks like inside. Same wood finish that we see throughout the door frames, the cabinetry inside of here brings you up to the 2nd level, as well as the rooftop deck. Stay tuned for that because it looks really cool on the rooftop deck. Now again, Tuscan style, look at the arches for the windows. All of it has that black metal framing, so the reoccurring theme just continues to go throughout this home. Now automatic lighting inside this home. This is a wider marble vanity right here, as well as the toilet and a walk-in shower that has a beautiful design with this really translucent tiling that has, with the light hitting it, this rainbow effect. And then you have the marbling that's along the flooring, the vanity, all along the backsplash too. And so this is the powder room on the right side of the home, but there's also a door that connects it to one of the spare bedrooms, which is a smart design feature. Right here, like at the exterior of the home, was the door that leads you into this right wing. So it almost has that multi-generational effect because you don't have to go through the main entrance, trail all through the home. You could just pop in here, go to your room, and then you even have your own staircase that brings you to the 2nd level. Right over here is going to be the garage. So let's take a step inside. This is a 3-bay. You have nice travertine tiling for the flooring inside of these garages, and 3 bays right here. You have a door where you could access that side yard terrace through the front entrance, 2 EV chargers, more storage behind these doors. And I like inside of this garage, you have these picture ready windows. So you continually get the mountain views here in Malibu, California. Now that wraps up the garage. We're gonna move into the spare bedroom on the right wing of the home and take a look at this staircase real quick. So you have a gold finish on the top of the railing, wrought iron, and then limestone steps that bring you up with a really nice rustic chandelier up there for the lighting when you're going up and down. Now further down this way, we have these solid wooden doors, and this brings us into the first guest suite and the one and only on the right wing of the home. So again, you have that door that brings you to that powder room, and then windows with the beautiful views. And again, you can pop these open and you can have the nice breeze come through the room. And then it has the mesh right there so you keep bugs out. This is going to be your closet space, pretty standard size. And this wraps up the right wing of the home. I'm gonna see you back at the entrance where we look at the movie theater, the stairs, and the rest of the first floor. Quick interruption from this video. If you're thinking about buying or selling real estate in Las Vegas, I'm definitely your guy. I'm gonna put my email up right here. Will you enjoy this Tuscan, one-of-a-kind property tour? I'm gonna enjoy the rest of the architecture of this house. So we're back at the entrance. We're gonna take a look at the left wing of the home. Right in front of me is going to be one of those glass French doors that bring you to the backyard, and you even have another one further down this way. But touching on this staircase, it's the same as the one that we saw earlier. You have that gold railing on the top, limestone steps that bring you all the way up, and it goes all the way to the third floor, so the ceilings are super high right here, and it just looks so aesthetically pleasing. And again, those arches in the windows that just add that charm to this Tuscan home. Now, further this way is going to be the second powder room downstairs. Have that automatic lighting turn on, and this is going to be another marble vanity as well as the mirror fitting in here. This is a custom design, and then you have this statue head where the water actually comes out of, and then this is acrylic painted glass, so you have a nice finish on the color of that right here. And the Venetian plaster actually matches the vanity, and then they have a different tone on the top to just really add the character to the home. And they even did the flooring in here with that same marbling just to make it a super charming powder room. Now, further in this way, you have these two French opening doors that bring you into the theater room. Flooring transitions into this very regal carpet, very high end, and then we have another glass French door that opens up, and you see the infinity edge pool from this vantage. Right now it's sundown, so we have a beautiful glow, and you have your incredible backyard as a viewing point in here. Same thing with this oversized window with the arch, great drapes inside of here, and then a limestone fireplace up against this corner wall with yet again another gas fireplace in here, TV above, 4 recliners, a couple love sacks in here, and then up against the back wall we have 3 more TVs, so you could be viewing multiple things at the same time. And then up above those wood beams, and then up against here is going to be your wet bar where you have this nice granite with some agate throughout it, a sink, you have a refrigerator freezer, and then right here is a Sub-Zero wine refrigerator. And then take a look at this Ferrari grenade. This is super cool decor item. I think that's super cool, so I just wanted to point it out. And then this really oversized Malibu Rocky Oak Estate Vineyard bottle, shout out. That's super cool too. Right here is going to be where a lot of the AV equipment is for throughout the home, and especially this theater. And that wraps up the first floor. Now we're gonna go through this French door and take a look at the backyard. I'll see you out there. So moving into the backyard, this is one of the most spectacular backyards that we've seen on this channel, because we're 2,000 feet up and we're on 38 acres, vineyards, and really this backyard is just something to really take a moment and breathe in. So down these steps, we have a infinity edge pool. You have about 5 steps down with this wet deck area, and then you have your jetted spa right here with the nice blue tiling around the perimeter. And then this blue rectangular object is actually a pool cover that's motorized. That way you keep your pool pristine when it's windy and you're not using it. So right off of the movie theater is this covered lounge area, and you have some furniture right here. That's perfect for just lounging around and absolutely taking in these incredible views. And in that direction is where the ocean is, where the sun is setting. So you feel the ocean breeze from up here. It's absolutely spectacular. Now down this way is going to be a viewing deck yet again, where you have that glass finish for the guardrails. You can see your vineyard underneath you, as well as that huge road that brings you up here. And this is perfect for an event space if you want to put some tables with some nice chairs and just entertain and hold an incredible event out here. Perfect spot to do that. Right up above us, you're going to see quarter balcony, half balconies all along the exterior of the property. And again, that imported castle ruin from France stone is all along the exterior out here with those rustic light fixtures. So now moving straight in front of me, big arch, and this leads you into another covered patio area. Now right here is a big lounging sectional as well as a gas fireplace and a TV. And then you even have the Infratech heaters right up above us, so you can have that nice warmth feature while you're enjoying when it's the cooler weather outside. Umbrellas all throughout. We have lounge chairs where you can really just take in this view right here, and then this covered area right up above where you have this formal dining table pavilion area. And then again, just taking a look at the glass doors that lead you into the different parts of the home, you could see directly through, and you just have absolute views from every vantage in this home. Now you have these columns all throughout with that nice finish stone imported, and then for the flooring below, big slabs of stone underneath us. And over on this side is going to be more lounge chairs in another viewing deck where we have the same guardrail with the glass finish all along the side right there. Now over here, this wraps around right off of the living space and the kitchen that we were at earlier, and then a really nice fountain feature right here that's really grand. And there's even space if you wanted to put some koi fish in there, plenty of space. That'd be a really cool feature. Now walking down this area, right in front of me, if you take a look, this is a viewing deck. I mean, the events that you could hold here, you could use that space as a focal point. Absolute beautiful views, and it's incredible right there. You have lighted steps that take you down, nice hedging, lush landscaping. And then this actually used to be a former helipad, no longer is, but that's a really cool feature. Now take these steps down and you have another access point to the vineyard, and this is where you're logistically going to go down to be at that circular paver area right there. Now this wraps up the backyard. One more second, just taking the beautiful architecture and the incredible views behind me, but that wraps up the backyard and the first floor. I will see you back at the stairs to the second level. So coming up this staircase, very dramatic, very exciting coming up here, limestone steps. And again, we already touched on the handrail right here, but to the left is going to be one of the junior suites. So come in here, we have a rougher finish for the plaster all along the walls. Plenty of windows right here with the incredible views, and a quarter balcony that we alluded to outside. Another cathedral vaulted ceiling up above us. And then right here, this is that rougher limestone finish versus the other ones, and another gas fireplace. And this brings us into the bathroom where we have a more porous marbling right here for the vanity and the flooring. And then we have that dark majestic blue and gray finish for the plaster inside of these walls. This is going to be a walk-in shower that's glassed in, and that marbling goes all the way up from the floor to the ceiling. And then inside here, automatic lights, and this is going to be your built-out wardrobe. Now I'll see you back at the top of the stairs where we will take a look at the right wing. So back at the top of the staircase, to my left is another one of those quarter balconies where we have glass doors that open up, where again, another dramatic effect. If you're entertaining in the backyard, you have guests down there, you want to make a speech, great point to do that. Wood beams up above, staircase to the rooftop deck, which we will touch on last. And then to my left right here is actually going to be the second floor outdoor balcony that's shared between the primary bedroom and for guests. So up here we have a unique stone pattern of flooring underneath us, the glass finish for the railing out here, and just another vantage point from a higher elevation to see the incredible Santa Monica Mountains here in Malibu, California. Up against the corner is going to be a gas fireplace, and then you have this roller shade that comes down if you want some more privacy or to block the sun while you're inside the primary bedroom. But why do that when you could keep it open and see the incredible views, right? Now back into this bridge that takes us to the right wing upstairs. We're gonna go down here first before we touch on the primary bedroom, where the elevator shaft is yet again. and you could call it up. And then to my left is going to be the washer dryer room with a lot of cabinets and that black granite in here. And then the flooring transitions back into that limestone for the steps. Another look at that chandelier that we saw down below. And then right here is the lobby type area where we have 2 spare bedrooms. French doors open up to the first one, another vaulted ceiling above us. This is going to be your closet space in that corner, and another one over there. Venetian plaster, speakers all throughout. And then this opens up to your own private balcony that's shared with the 2 en-suites up here. So again, taking a look, another vantage point, you see your vineyards, you see how high of an elevation you are up here, and it's just something that is absolutely one of a kind and cannot really be recreated. At least I don't think so, because it's so well done and has such a nice Tuscan influence here. Now into the bathroom, back into travertine flooring and a different type of stonework with an arch, which makes this very dramatic. And it's glassed up here. You have the cutout for your shampoo, you have a hand attachment, and your shower mount right there with the arched window, and then travertine countertops with the Venetian plaster in here with the light fixture up above. That's very rustic, charming, and that wraps up this bedroom. We're gonna check out the last one upstairs here. Now, down the hallway, we have one more lobby type of room, and right in front of me is going to be a storage room. Go through this entryway, and we are met with the last bedroom inside of this house. So again, same glass doors that we've seen all throughout the home, the private balcony, window right in front of us, and this is a nice adequately sized room. And in here is going to be the bathroom, where you have another porous stonework from floor to ceiling, and then a matching vanity with a purplish plaster for the walls in here. So that wraps up the spare bedrooms on the right wing. There's one more room to look at on the second floor. That's primary. I'll see you down there. So off of the hallway, we're now moving into the primary bedroom. Something you definitely want to see. So the arches, dramatic effect. We come in here, another cathedral vaulted ceiling with the wood beams inside. And then we have that imported from France castle ruined stone inside your primary bedroom, which is spectacular. Now you have 3 stacking French doors that open up, customly made. And again, if you want to give a grand speech to your audience or anybody that's here for an event, this is the perfect spot to do it, because you're actually speaking into the great room, living room here inside of the home. And I think this is an incredible feature, and we haven't seen anything quite like it. Now, recessed up against the bed frame is going to be smoked glass that absolutely opens this room up, where you get to see into the living room if all of these doors are open. And then you also see into the glass French doors on both sides that really just make this room pop. That's a super smart feature. Now, walking out here, this is going to be your private balcony off of the primary bedroom. And just like some of the other ones that we've seen on this side of the house, absolutely breathtaking and so well done. Now back into the primary bedroom over here, we are now walking in through another entryway into the bathroom. We have a dresser here with countertops, beveled mirrors. This is going to be the makeup vanity, where you have a chair underneath, more cabinet space, and then a different tile pattern with the diamond square with the marbling that match the countertops, with this lighter green kind of dark finish for the cabinets here with the mirrors, and 2 frosted cabinets on both sides. And right there is going to be one of the water rooms with a bidet. And then right here is going to be your jetted tub wrapped in the marble with 2 windows looking at the incredible mountain views. And yet again, this groined vaulted ceiling that gives it that dramatic effect and really just opens up the room and adds lighting to it as well. So another water room right here, another vanity that matches the other one. And this is a super cool shower. Now you open up this fully glassed in mirror. You have a different type of tile work in here, blue lightings for that dramatic effect, a different tile pattern up top, rain shower mount, as well as your typical mount right there, and then a seating area inside of it And this just looks incredible with the blue lighting right there. Now in here is going to be carpet, and this is your built-out wardrobe where you have a full body mirror up against the corner right here. And then over here, designated space for shoes. And then these are all made out of wood, and then you have the glass finish on it. And this wraps up the second level, the primary bedroom. We're gonna go to that rooftop deck at perfect time. So coming up the steps to the final level inside of this home, we can see the intricate ceiling design up above us right here. Plenty of windows all along the perimeter for the natural lighting, and then real wood flooring, and on the perimeter you have that limestone. And this brings us out to the rooftop deck. Follow me and be blown away. So you have your own area, plenty of space for lounge chairs, automated lighting, as you could see. Take 5 steps up and we have this pergola design with the wood beams up above us that allow the lighting to move through. And like I mentioned, the elevator shaft is right up here. It looks super cool and very mysterious. And then we have a nice dining table, perfect spot to end the day, to bring esteemed guests, family, friends, enjoy an incredible bottle of wine from your vineyard, and just take in the 360-degree views from this watchtower-esque rooftop deck. And that wraps up this property tour. Thank you so much for watching today's property tour in Malibu, California at Rocky Oak Estates. Now, leave a comment below your favorite feature and what you would like to see us tour next. Without further ado, have a great 2025.